Hey guys, I just want to show you this really quick and easy trick that you can use to really get your kick drums to thump really hard and, add like some low end and some more punch if you find that your kick drum is kind of lacking. Now, my advice is always to find a good kick drum from the get-go, a kick that you don't really have to do anything to throughout the mix. But if you find yourself wanting just to add a little bit more to the kick, like a nice kick drum that you already have, this is a really easy way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and play this track that I have here, and then you can go ahead and listen to what I have so far, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So go ahead and take a listen. Okay, so you can hear that it sounds pretty good, but what I noticed when I was referencing with another track, I was listening to the artist Cream. They've got some really big tracks with a nice big kick that my kick, it could have just used a little bit more. So what I have here is I've got some parallel compression set up, and particularly some New York compression, which means that we're going to parallel compress, but also add some EQ. I think technically a parallel compression or a New York compression would look like this, but in this case, I don't really want to add more of the high end, so I'm just going to leave my EQ curve like this, and then have the compressor like this. And so we're going to set up a really fast attack time, fast release, 4:1 ratio works just fine. And then lower the threshold quite a bit, put up the makeup game. And it's important when you do parallel compression to do a fast attack, because we want the dry signal, the original signal, there's no compression on it, so the transit's going to pop through just fine. We want the opposite of that when we're doing parallel compression. We want to really squash and just really overly compress the signal. And so what we're going to do is I've got this on right here. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and I'm just going to start cranking this up into the kick into this right here. You'll see what's happening and also listen what's happening. And then after that, I'll go back and forth so you can hear the difference. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so it might have sounded subtle to you. I'm going to go ahead and go back and forth, and you'll really hear a difference. And also, we are increasing the volume just a little bit because we're sending the signal, and it's parallel processing. So when I send a signal down here, it's going to kind of make it slightly louder. So just keep that in mind. But really, what we're doing is we're just adding that nice, really compressing it to add some more energy, and then boosting the low end quite a bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and forth so you can really hear the difference. Okay, so you can hear the difference there. Just adding that, it really makes that kick really sound big and add some energy to it. And it's just a really easy thing. I found myself doing this every now and then, especially because I like to keep the kick volume the same throughout my track. I like to anchor everything around to the kick. And so that way I can actually kind of, increase the loudness of the kick without actually changing the volume, while also adding that nice parallel compression and that thump with that EQ. So I hope that helps. And if you like this video, you like my teaching style, go ahead and look in the description below and click the link to join my course, Mix Immersion. So it's not only a course, but it's also a group. I give you 3 coaching calls, as well as access to my private Discord group where you can ask me questions anytime you want. And I also host weekly Q&A calls on there. So if that's something you're interested in, if you want to really just get to the next level when it comes to mixing and mastering as quickly as possible, go ahead and look in the description below, and I look forward to talking with you soon. All right, see you next time.